I don't know if there was ever a day, but if it was, it's gone now. When most people hear self-defense, they think of the idea of stopping a threat after it's already occurred. But in today's video, we're going to talk about approaching threats from a preventative perspective, trying to minimize opportunities for other individuals to capitalize on our either vulnerability or just our lack of paying attention. We could potentially prevent a situation where a threat can perceive us as a possible victim. Attackers almost always look for easy prey when it comes to trying to figure out where they want to target their attempts. An attacker is a lot more likely to try to approach or take advantage of somebody who appears distracted, appears inebriated, who doesn't seem focused or aware of their surroundings, versus somebody who's hyper vigilant, clearly has their head on a swivel, is walking upright, paying attention to what the hell is going on around. They don't want that kind of smoke, okay? All of these preventative measures can actually be done or achieved without even carrying a firearm or any type of weapon, actually. It's a certain way you carry yourself and a certain awareness and hypervigilance that you show and that you put off that make you look like they don't want to fuck with you. So if that is a conversation that you want to be a part of, then stick around so we can get into it. So ladies, we're all guilty of not paying attention to our surroundings when we're out running errands. We could be running somewhere in the morning, running to Starbucks, talking on the phone, cussing somebody out in traffic. Lots of times we have the tendency to just be on go. We're trying to get from point A to point B to point C. Half the time we're running late. Kids distracting us, life distracting us, you in your head, whatever. We distracted, right? And Lord, don't let it be familiar errands. Don't let it be routine errands. Hell, half the time we get home and don't even remember how we got there. I get it. I'm not here to judge you, boo. I swear I'm not. That being said, there are some serious threats out here, y'all, that are really counting on us being vulnerable and not being hyper vigilant. And we don't want to make it any easier. We want to make that job hard as hell. We do. And then I get it. Nobody wants to feel paranoid. Nobody wants to feel like we're looking over our shoulders all the time. Nobody wants to feel like they gotta be their own damn bodyguard just to run to the store to pick up something. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. It sucks. It does. But without getting too deep and all that, it's different out here. It's real different out here now. Unfortunately, gone are the days when we can just go about our life without watching our own back, paying attention to who's paying attention to us. I don't know if there was ever a day, but if it was, it's gone now. We have to move with more situational and self-awareness out here. Like it just is what it is. Learn how to move safely in today's climate and still learn how to enjoy ourselves while we're doing it. Okay, there is a way. There is a way. So today I'm going to share 5 tips for increasing situational and self-awareness to minimize the likelihood of a threat while you're out running errands and doing your shopping. Tip 1, determine the best time of the day to run errands with safety in mind. I understand that all the time you can't control this. We have work obligations, we have deadlines, we have things that pop up, we have emergencies, but in situations that we can control, things that you know you have to do, that you know 24 hours, 48 hours in advance that you have to, I'll say 48 hours in advance, optimize the time that you can go out and do that. The optimal time for safety will probably be mid to late morning. There's lots of people out. It's pretty busy, but it's not like annoyingly busy or so like hustle and bustle busy that things can happen that nobody sees or nobody's paying attention to. Not that damn busy. Plus, daytime normally is when stuff is like fully stocked in the stores. You can get in and get out, get what you need without getting held up too easily, without it being too crowded, and you're not having too many issues, boo, so you don't have to bump around to multiple locations. The time that you minimize out amongst things, multiple people, nonsense, hustle and bustle, craziness, you can truly maximize your safety and minimize the opportunity for threats to approach you. Just being honest. If you pick the optimal time to run your errands, you can find better parking. You don't have to park further or in sketchy areas or closer to sketchy areas where you could potentially be cornered, or there's no cameras, or there's less surveillance where somebody could approach you as a potential threat. You minimize that more if you pick a more optimal shopping time or shopping experience. Also, if you pick your shopping time, optimal shopping time, you're calmer. You kind of slow things down to a point where you're able to case and surveil what's going on around you. It's easier to see other people, notice sketchy behavior, notice inconsistencies or abnormalities like, that don't look quite right. create more of an opportunity to have a safer environment for yourself out here. Tip number 2, reduce or minimize distractions while shopping. Y'all, this one here, I don't know what be wrong with people. I really don't. Get off the phone, y'all. If you wear your AirPods or you wear your headphones when you're in the store, keep one in and one out. If you're going to keep both in, whatever that feature is, the ambient sound where you can hear your music but you can still hear everything that's going on around you and like the sound is elevated, I think AirPods have that. Wear one on and one off. Don't wear them at all. Don't talk on the phone. Don't be hello, doing all this over hyper interaction with everything and everybody to the point where you're not paying attention to who's paying attention to you. Minimize other distractions, especially if you have your kid with you, because they're enough of a distraction themselves. Y'all, we gotta pay attention. Lots of times you can't see things coming, but more often than not, you can if you're paying attention. Minimize the distractions while shopping in order to be vigilant and safe out here. When operating, when just running our errands and shopping, minding our own cute ass business, okay? Tip number 3, pay attention to the vehicles around you. We've all seen those stories and those situations that don't happen to us but happen close enough to us to spook us for a little bit. Somebody followed somebody home all the way from the gas station or all the way from the grocery store and they didn't notice. They waited until they let their garage up or unlocked their door and kicked them in and did whatever to them. Those situations happen and they could have not happened. Potentially we can help mitigate that threat by just paying attention to the cars that are around us. Don't just pay attention to the car behind you either. Pay attention to the car behind you. Look up every now and then, make note of oh, that car's there, okay. Oh, she looks like she's singing it, like that same white car been back there for the last 4 turns. They were on the freeway, they exited when I exited, they turned in my neighborhood. Let me not drive straight to my house. Like pay attention to things like that. Paying attention to the vehicles around you, especially when you're driving, is another tip that can help you be hyper vigilant and protect yourself from potential threats while out errand running and shopping during the day. Another thing, to go to the point of driving, people might be following you. When you're out driving, drive carefully and vigilantly. Like, minimize opportunities for people to become disgruntled. Be humble and polite in traffic. These people don't know you. These people mad at something else. They are not mad at you in this traffic, boo. I kid you not. It is not just you. Don't engage with or escalate the road rage. It's not worth it. If road rage situations are happening, make note. Always be aware of what's going on around you. This is a muscle we have to work, y'all. It's not gonna grow overnight. It is so much easier and peaceful and more fun to be oblivious, but you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you and the people you love to be vigilant of your surroundings. So tip number 3 is pay attention to the vehicles around you. Tip number 4, you kind of got that feeling where you like, I don't like it. I'm ready to go. If you cannot get out of those situations, if you carry any kind of weapon that you rely on for self-defense and for safety, boo-boo, make sure it's close. Make sure you've practiced accessing it, grabbing it, and getting it ready for use. Even in the daytime when you're comfortable, even if this is somewhere that you go every day, even if it's something that you do all the time, your self-defense items, your weapons, your knife, your EDC firearm, your hands, boo. If you called in jujitsu, stay ready, okay? Stay ready. Make sure you can access your weapon quickly. That don't mean put it down in the bottom of your purse with the mag separate in another pocket. You're not gonna have time to dig around for it, grab it, load it, chamber it, aim. Baby, the purse is gone, the car gone, the baby gone, everything gone. You don't have time for none of that, okay? So make sure everything is on you, easily accessible, and that you've practiced accessing it and what you're wearing and what you're carrying it in. That way, it's a point, boo. Ain't no point in having it if you can't use it or if you haven't practiced using it. So make sure that it's quickly accessible. Do that for me, please. We operate differently when we're under adrenaline, when we're under stress, okay? So the quicker, the more muscle memory that you have that you can revert to and rely on, the better, okay? Set yourself up for success, boo. Quick access to what you're carrying to protect yourself, and make sure you can grab it securely and firmly should you need it. Tip number 4, you heard it here. So that brings us to tip number 5, our last tip for vigilance while running errands and shopping during the day, just to minimize threats and protect ourselves better and more securely in this crazy ass world we living in. Tip number 5 is, as a fellow shopper, be hyper vigilant of everything, including someone who might not be being vigilant. This is if and only if you know you're secure, you're firm, and you're good in your own safety. You're inside your vehicle's locked, you've secured your surroundings, you're good, nobody's in the car with you, in the back seat like in the movies. How does nobody notice somebody in their back seat? Anyway, just, you know, once you're in a good spot, if you notice sis over here who's unloading her groceries and she's also on the phone, sit in your vehicle safely, watch her back for a minute, pay attention to her surroundings for her. Take the baby out, put him in the car seat while the groceries sit there. I know the struggle. I have kind of a method that I use to minimize the opportunity for a threat to approach me in a vulnerable situation when I'm dealing with my kids in the parking lot, putting them in their car seats and whatnot. Let me know if y'all are interested. I can make like a short or something like that to let y'all know how I do that. If you see somebody doing that or somebody in that situation, watch their back. Po baby, bless her heart, she ain't paying no attention. Lord, she ain't looking. Lord, she ain't gonna look up. But oh my God, Lord, this po lady. Just watch them. Watch their back. Have their back. We gotta have each other's backs, y'all. It's wild out here. So if you can spare the time, you're in a safe environment, enclosed, away from obvious dangers, nobody can sneak up on you, you sure ain't nobody following your ass, you can have somebody else's back by watching theirs while they're doing whatever they're doing, and obviously in a distracted situation. So there you have it, loves. Vigilance 101, the tactical baddies tips for self-defense and self-awareness while out running your errands and shopping during the day. When you enjoy your retail therapy and moving in these streets, just revert to these tips to make sure not only are you enjoying yourself, but you watching your back. You making sure you move safe out here, because it's a wild world. It's a wild world. Y'all be sure to comment down below and let me know what you do. Let me know if you utilize any of the tips I mentioned, or if there's anything that you do that we did not mention that you feel like needs an honorable mention. By all means, boo, let us know, because it's beyond making a video. It's literally about making sure we're not victims out here, minimizing situations where we can get got. Period. So yeah, sharing is caring here, y'all. So let us know down in the comments. Let's connect. Let's have a conversation. If you enjoy content like this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Always protect yourself, be your own badass, and trust yourself, because you got you. You got you like nobody else got you. So until next time, stay pretty and protected, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.